Lots of people start an agency with the dream of one day becoming the next Don Draper from Mad Men, making slick pitches to huge companies and winning million-dollar marketing campaigns. But unfortunately, that dream is no longer reality. The agency industry has seen a huge switch in the past 25 years, and if you are a full-service marketing agency, it is going to be really tough for you to succeed. However, the change in the market is actually good news for agency owners, because the new way of building agencies is actually very profitable and a lot easier to manage and a lot less stressful. The reason I know this is that I've been helping agencies to build this type of agency for the last 15 years. And lucky for you, I've created a framework on how to do it. So today I'm gonna run you through the 5 steps to take if you wanna build a wildly profitable agency in 2024. So the first piece is around purpose and positioning. You wanna be able to understand what is the reason that you exist in the world. What is the thing that gets you out of bed excited to go about what it is that you do? And the example that I'm going to use is a branding agency that focuses on sustainability and making sure that you are well positioned. So let's say that I was a branding agency working with everyone. And if I were to say I am the best branding agency out there, you'd be lying. But if you were to say that I am the best branding agency in sustainability, all right, that might be possible. You want to be able to be in a place that you are working in a thing that you truly enjoy and love. Let's face it. Entrepreneurship has a lot of drudgery and a lot of focus and a lot of commitment. And in those moments that are quite difficult, you are going to need something beyond money that is going to get you through those moments. And being in a place that is your passion, your excitement is going to allow you to get through it. And being able to actually have a positioning that allows for someone to feel comfortable, that they trust you once they get to your website or read any of your marketing material is going to help you and is going to make things an incredibly easier path for you to be able to reach success. So the next piece is having expertise and specializing. You can't be an expert in everything, and yet there's so many agencies that pretend to be that. So in this example that I'm talking about right now, in a branding agency that specializes in sustainability, being in a place where they focus on a couple of things, either rebrand or new brand, and then brand stewardship, for example. Being able to manage the brand on an ongoing basis that allows for the brand to be able to recognize it across all marketing channels, across customer service, across delivery of the product, and in the team and the culture. Building a brand is not just about colors and a logo. There's so much more to it. It is about building personality. It is about building relationship, and being a true expert within the focus that you have allows for things to be so much easier and allows for you to be able to build a business that allows for you to be an expert and are able to deliver results for clients. So this next piece is recurring revenue. The vast majority of agencies that have more than 70% of their revenue in projects, ultimately they are not able to see beyond 60 days. They are struggling to know whether they're going to be able to afford to be in business 90 days or 120 days from now. I don't want that to be the reality for you. You might be saying, and why I specifically chose the example of a branding agency is that many branding agencies believe that there's no real opportunity to have recurring revenue. There's no additional work to be done. And I've already kind of given you a little bit of an example to begin with in the idea around kind of brand stewardship or working with a brand on an ongoing basis across all the different channels of how the brand is ultimately utilized. Assuming that you're a brand agency, you would understand that when a brand is launched and you've completed it, you've given the brand guide, all of that, that over time, the way that the brand is being utilized deteriorates. If you're not involved, it gets worse over time, and largely they are going to need to rebrand anyways because it has become so muted. Allowing for yourself to work with the brand on an ongoing basis that allows for them to have more impact is not only good for you, but it is good for them. Allowing for you to be able to build a business that is more sustainable and having the comfort of knowing exactly where your profit and revenue is coming from over the course of even the next 12 to 24 months. So if you found this video useful, consider subscribing to the channel, as we are going to be publishing a lot more content to help scale your agency over the next few weeks and months. So this next piece, you need to have some authority in the space. If you were to be Joe Schmo and you have no authority in the space, you don't have case studies, you're not speaking, you're not using this guy to be talking about the things that you do, you're not spending the time building any reputation within the space. Let's say that you are a branding agency in sustainability, as we were talking about in this video. What you should be doing is going and speaking on stages. You should be writing content. You should be going on podcast tours, maybe even having a podcast yourself that allows people to get to know you, allows people to understand your perspective on how you go about doing things. Without it, no one is going to understand why they should trust you in the first place. And if you are not able to have that trust built into the relationships that you're developing, you are going to be the commoditized offer. You are going to be consistently competing on price point and not actually being able to charge based on value. So spend some time using this guy and being able to speak to your ideal client, building authority and helping them solve their problems and challenges. That allows for you to show that you understand the industry that you are serving. Final one, you need to have processes and systems that work in essentially two different functions. How do you train a team? And then how do you allow for the team to understand exactly what they need to do on an ongoing basis? Without it, your agency is really going to suffer, and particularly you are going to be the one that's going to suffer. So let's talk about things from a branding agency perspective. You need to be able to have a place where you understand exactly where files belong, even to the point that things are named exactly the same, no matter who they are. And working with a branding agency recently, we went through a project allowing for us to actually build base template files for all designs so that each designer within the team knows exactly how to save things so that if someone were else to be able to pick up a file and be able to work on it if someone's on vacation, every single person within the team should have a process that allows things to function easily. And then when it comes to training, as you bring people on, because hopefully you're growing very quickly, you need to be able to train people at scale. The most expensive part of it is that you have to pay the person to be there to be trained and then the person to train them. If you take the next training that you have, build a system around training that specific role, it's going to make it a whole lot easier for you to be able to grow, be able to bring on new team members, and not have to hold yourself and hit these plateaus, glass ceilings that I see so many agencies stuck in. And if you want to make sure that your own agency is as profitable as possible, I'd recommend downloading our free agency analyzer in the description below. That said, one of the most important parts of building a profitable and growing agency is having a waiting list of clients waiting to work with you. And the only way you can do that is with a solid lead generation system. So watch this video next to find out exactly how to set one up.